This is McKerrow Siding, my N-scale layout, an experiment in building with new materials, different materials. I'm going to give you a quick tour of my workspace and my layout, such as it is. And then we're going to get on with building a small building, a scratch built, for two diesel generators that will go in the quarry of my layout. And so just a very quick tour of the layout, the space that I have here. So here we've got my video set up. Still learning how to use all this stuff, but eventually I'll get it right. So then we turn right around here. This is, as you can tell from the airbrushes in the corner here, my airbrush station. And then I've got a whack of shelves here with storage. You have the actual start of one of the projects I'm working on here. This is the quarry that I'm building, and it's going to be partly scratch built and partly kits. As you can see, big open space. Someone's commented already that it looks like the scene from 2001 on the moon. It's going to look a little bit more like a quarry than that, but that's where we're at, and that's what we're going to work on for the next few weeks. Moving down, we have this peninsula here. This is a paper mill. It's sort of built after the paper mill that's in Espanola, with again a mixture of craft kits and Walther's kits and a whole bunch of 3D printed and scratch built buildings. I own several 3D printers, and so this little table here has got mostly 3D printed items. So we go down in here, you can see we've got boxcars and different coal cars or gravel cars. There's a crane, and there's a couple of bridges that are built. One's a road bridge, and all the others are railway bridges. This is the computer that we're going to use to run the railroad once it's all wired up for DCC. I've got some storage. Turning around here, we got the soldering station. This is just a work area. It's got a sheet of glass on it, which makes it easier when working with something like silicone or something. When you want to peel it away, it doesn't stick to the glass. Paint booth, I vented to the outside. Paint supplies. Stereo system for relaxing too. Cricut or Cricut vinyl cutter. Color laser printer. The editing computer. It's a much more powerful computer than the one that will run the layout. And another printer. And down below, a scanner. Small table with pliers and other tools in easy reach. Everything's on wheels down here, so I can wheel it to wherever I want. Battery charging station. Drill press. And moving down now, we've got a large FDM printer. It's a Wanao Duplicator 9. Snapmaker, small FDM printer. And now we have 4 resin printers. Photon S, a Mars Pro, and 2 large Anycubic Mono X printers. And that's the tour. here we go. Now I use MEK as my glue. It's it comes it comes in a huge container, and I will probably never empty this. It's just enormous. I'll probably lose more from evaporation inside the can than I will actually use. But it is a lot cheaper than going out and buying specialized styrene glue. It does exactly the same thing as styrene glue. It basically fuses the styrene together. So it's very simple to use. Take the applicator, which has a very, very fine needle. I don't know, we'll switch here so you can get a look at that. So it's got a very, very fine needle. And all you do is apply a little, and I mean a little because it goes a long way, and then place your styrene piece on top. You've got a few seconds. It's not as fast as super glue, but it is fairly quick. So here's the first support corner pillar. So this is all the bracing for the building. I'm going to make sure that these little beams line up right with the edge of the building, because that's what's going to hold the whole thing together. And then here we go again, same deal. Now I also have a piece that goes across here, and it's just there to keep the end of the building from warping and twisting. I actually built this out of paper as a test, and I left it sitting outside and in the normal environment, and of course where did it go? I thought I had it here, but maybe not. It just got all twisted and messed up. So here we go. There's the first building, or side of the building. Not much to it, really. Now, one of the neat things I have is a nibbler. Got this from Micromart. And the interesting thing about this nibbler is it is exactly the width of these tiny little doors. So when you need to put a door in a wall, you just take the nibbler and put it up against and nibble away, and it cuts maybe 1/8 of an inch at a time. So for the first little while you can go fairly quickly, and then as you get to what you think is the right height for the door, you stop and you slide the door in. And I am about 1 millimeter too short. So then I go up, snip it again, and in she goes. So now you can see that there is a door in that wall, and it fits perfectly. Now the doors are from Shapeways, another place where I get some of the things I use. Shapeways has a great selection, but they're also very expensive, more expensive than I can afford most of the time. So now let's do the other wall. And again, making sure to get your piece right to the edge. That way you don't have to fill it or do anything to make it work. Now sometimes, unfortunately, I need my glasses to see what's going on. There we go. And again, a little spurt here. and this across the top. And again, it's just there to keep this wall from twisting and bending. So now I have two walls. And again, I need a door. So one more time. Let me see if I can switch it over and you can see me do this. See how that cuts? Perfect little square. And I think one more and we're good for a door. So then the door itself just slides in there. And you know what? I do need a little bit more. And once again, little door in the wall. Now I keep the doors out because I paint them before gluing them in. Alright, so now we have the two end walls. And they're like this. This is going to go, this is going to go against here. Like that. So let's just go back. We'll just switch back to the main view. So we're going like this. I have one more wall to do, and that's the front, very front wall. And once again, a little bit of glue. Slide that piece so that it's right up against it. Let's see, make sure do this. There we go. And the paint color on the generators is actually cat paint from Caterpillar in a spray can for doing touch-ups on their own vehicles. It seems to take quite a bit of time to completely dry. It's a little sticky. I did these last night, but they're still a touch sticky. Alright, and am I gonna do that, or am I gonna do this? I'm gonna do this. Now, another tool I have is this thing. I know a lot of people have the little chop saws and stuff you can get from Micromart and other places. I've got a little Chop It, which is a decent little tool, but not really meant for chopping through thicker things. Whereas this thing with this blade just cuts stuff like butter. So here we go. There we go. Bang. Just like that. And in we go. And that's done. So now all three internal walls are up and going. There we go. Now let's turn to this. So here I am going to make sure to leave enough space for the bracing. So this case is going from there to here. And one more time, right inside and chop. Same piece here, just put it side by side. And chop again. like I say, this thing cuts through styrene like butter. It is marked off in degrees, so if you needed to cut something at an angle, you can line it up and you'll get that angle. Alright, so now and right there. And right there. And now we're ready to put the thing together. Oh. So that one goes there. One goes here. That's just a touch more. There we go. Make sure it's right lined up with the, there we are. And then one more. And line that up. Give it a few seconds to set. Have a little slurp of this coffee. So this is all new to me, the video stuff. Building models and stuff, not new to me, but this video stuff is quite a learning curve. And I still have to figure out how I'm going to edit all of this once you guys once I finished here. So next, here we go. We got it up and going. I'm gonna put that in place, hold it till it sets. Okay, another bead of glue. And lastly, and hold that in place. And this stuff is so thin it just wicks right underneath everything. And we have a building. I'll just switch over here so you can see. So here we go. This is it. Not much to it. The generators are going to sit in here. Our smokestacks are going to stick out the top. And so there we go. We got that built. I've got two extra pieces here. They're going to act as garage doors on the end of the unit right here. Oops. There we go. It had come loose there. When I just give that a touch more in there. The only problem with this stuff is it stinks. I'm probably going to get high just working with it. So I tend to cap it when I'm not using it. So now what we've got to do is decide what kind of roof we're going to put on it. So Give me a second. I'm just going to go and get my pile of stuff here. Ugh. So I've got all sorts of plastic. And I think we're going to use this stuff. Yeah, we're going to use this. So this is actually board and batten. I think one package of this, which is, I think they're 14 inches by, are they 14? Or are they 12? Oh, they're 12 by, looks like they're 12 by 6. All right. Yep. Yep. 12 by 6. So we'll get this open, and we'll figure out what we're going to do for a roof. Whoops. Like I say, I'm new to this. As I do more of them, I think I should get more comfortable with the so get out my calipers. Where are you? There you are. And we're going to measure. We're going to measure peak to edge, and then we'll get a little bit for overhang. So according to this, I got 35 millimeters, and if I go to 38, what do I get for an overhang? Whoa, that's a big, no, that'll do, that'll do. So I'm going to take this, tighten this down, go to the edge here, and I'm going to mark right there. Now, one of the things I got, and actually Adam Savage from Tested got me onto this thing. For years I've been using just straight plastic rulers to, like this one. This one actually is centimeters on one side and end scale on the other side, 8 meters, not feet. But it was using plastic rulers like this. Of course, every time you take a knife, gouging a ruler, buy yourself a new ruler. And Adam Savage, one of his shows, probably one of his one-day builds, he said that there are these rulers, plastic rulers, just like this, the one I'm holding right now, that have a steel edge. And so when you cut, it's impossible, and I mean impossible, to gouge the ruler because there's just steel edge. So we'll just put that aside for a second, and we'll see what we need in length. Now it looks like I'm going to get away with this. Now you know how precise I am with this. I tend to do a drawing for everything I build, but at a certain point in the process, I just start to eyeball everything. So this is 5 centimeters in length. Now, is that, what kind of overlap does that give me? Just a little bit. What if I do 22? No, that's too much. Okay, no. So did I say that? Yeah, right there. And, oh, I put them away. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll just make another measurement. And again, because this thing's got such a long blade, and you can line things up really nicely, you just Bang, just like that. So there's one half of the roof. So in the interest of speed and time, I'm not going to measure again, I'm just going to mark this. And take my chopper, put it in there. There's the one line, line the other one up there, bang. So, let's put the roof on. Now the one thing we're going to have to do is take it to the drill press and drill holes through the roof for the exhaust stacks from the generators. I probably should have done that before I put it together, but I've got a drill press and I can easily as with the doors, the people doors, the doors for the garages are going to be painted and then glued in place. They'll need to be trimmed a bit. In fact, I could do that right now. Just make a mark. There's one. That one goes there. That's not the one. That's the one. So again, back to the chopper. Line it up. Snap. Line it up. And snap. And double check. One might be in the other place. Okay. So that one goes there. This one goes here. That gives us our garage doors. And there's one more thing I do here is that cap the roof with copper tape. So I'm just going to sneak over to my little shelf there, grab the copper tape, be right back. So I didn't originally buy this copper tape to do this. Then I realized it works perfectly for this. So my original thought was to use this under the layout, put it in place, and then just solder the individual street lights and stuff to it, and then put a lead at the end of each one of the strips and power it that way, rather than running a lot of wires from each light. In many cases, the lights that I'm going to use, like in the quarry lights, they're going to go all the way around the outside of the quarry so that we can have night operations. So here we go. Put the building, line it up with the tape on the cutting mat, and quick cut. And we're going to call it quits for today now. We've done about 30 minutes. I'm going to play around with it. Well, maybe we're going to do more than 30 minutes here. Here, let's see if it's long enough now. Did it get shortened? It sure did. Okay. That's why I bought a whole roll. It's cheaper. Let's try that again. So here we go. Instead of pulling all the paper off at once, we're going to just pull it off. And I've got a little sculpting tool, silicone tool, but it works wonders for getting this stuff smoothed out. It doesn't have to be perfectly smooth. I mean, it is a construction building. They don't build them like luxury homes. This now does it. So, in the space of about 30 minutes, we have built one tiny little shed. So in the next one, we'll get around to painting it, customizing it, maybe weathering it as well. So, for today, that's it. Thank you very much. I'm going to end the recording now, and the next episode will be episode 2, which I still haven't planned. So, thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next one.